Alright, so yesterday I put out a video discussing how Niantic secretly nerfed the shiny rate for Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf when you do them in remote raids. And it turns out this was actually not intended. It was a bug, at least according to Niantic. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Alright, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day, and welcome to today's Pokemon Go discussion video. Okay, so this video is going to be a follow-up to yesterday's video, which a lot of you had responded to. I really do want to clear the air when it comes to Niantic. If they provide any updates to any videos that I make, well, I do want to report on it because we do have to give Niantic that. Like, if they're going to correct some issues, then, we should report that as well. So what exactly am I talking about here? Well, yesterday I talked about how the shiny rate for Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf that you do in remote raids was drastically nerfed behind the scenes, and this was something that a lot of players discovered over time, and it was definitely something that created a lot of negativity within the Pokemon Go community. But as it turns out, this was actually something that they claim was unintended. Recently on Niantic Support's Twitter page, they put out a tweet stating, "Trainers, we have resolved a technical issue affecting the shiny appearance rate for Uxie, Mesprit, Azelf in remote raids. We apologize for this and will share details about a special raid event on the Pokemon Go blog soon. Impacted trainers will also be granted a remote raid pass for each one used in these raids during the affected time, plus one extra directly to their Pokemon Go account." So yeah, as you can see here, they're acknowledging that this was not meant to happen, and they're going to compensate us for every single remote raid pass that we used, and they're also going to give us an extra one. On top of that, they're going to have some sort of special raid event that's going to allow us to try to catch these 3 Lake Trio Pokemon once again. Overall, I think this was an appropriate response. Like, yeah, if this was something that was not intended, then they did need to compensate us in a grand way. And I really think they accomplished that, like giving us every single remote raid pass that we spent back to us. Like, that is pretty huge. And I'm pretty sure all the Mesprit, Uxies, and Azelfs that we caught with remote raids during that time, we're going to be able to hold on to those as well. Overall, say it for what it is, this is a huge win from Niantic. Like, yeah, I do think that something like this was very unexpected. Like, I did not even think that this was an issue, that this was something that they intended all along. I mean, for the longest time, they've been kind of at war with remote raids, and it made sense for them to nerf the shiny rates on top of it, but it looks like this was not something that they wanted to do. This was a step too far in their minds. Now, of course, I think the only people that end up losing out in this situation are those who decided not to do remote raids to begin with. They're not going to be compensated anything, unfortunately. Maybe they will still get one extra remote raid pass. I really do not know how Niantic is going to do this, but in general, if you ended up doing remote raids during this time period and you were not able to pick up a shiny Uxie, Mesprit, or Azelf, well, you're going to be compensated for that. We have to give credit where credit is due. We do tend to be very negative towards Niantic, especially myself, but I do want to give them praise whenever they do something like this. It's like I've said from the beginning, they need to go above and beyond in order to get into the Pokemon Go community's good graces, and this is definitely one way that they can do that, by giving us direct compensation. I mean, for crying out loud, this is one of those instances where the entire world was basically New Zealand and Australia, right? Like, it seems like that region always comes across bugs first. Well, this bug ended up going across the entire world for an extended period of time, so I really do not know how many remote raid passes they will actually end up giving us, because when it comes to the amount that I spent while the Lake Trio was out, it was close to a couple dozen, and yeah, that's even with the 5 limit every day. And I'm also curious how they are going to compensate us, because we can only hold up to 5 remote raid passes and we can only do 5 per day. So if this special raid event, this makeup event, is going to be happening across multiple days, are they going to be giving us multiple raid passes every day? I'm really curious how they're going to pull this off, but I really do hope they end up being successful, because I think a lot of players were extremely frustrated that they were not able to get the shiny forms of the Lake Trio, and I really do think this is something that Niantic needed to address, and I'm really glad that they did. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I would love to know your thoughts regarding this topic down below in the comments. What are you thinking about this compensation? Do you think it's enough? Do you think Niantic needs to do more? Definitely share those thoughts and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then do check out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids, then do consider joining me on Patreon. Alright, but that's it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.